Then I will see you everybody at the end of the presentation. And the topic is understanding GERD and its pain from the point of view of the brain. We look at ailments from now on. You will go back to this concept. Looking at the ailments or the sickness from the point of view of the brain, not from what we normally do or diagnose, no? This is the third of the series, Oxygen Heals. But that oxygen is embedded in the OH negative molecule. That's where we get that oxygen that heals. And it is part of the body acid-base balancing sa body. That formula there below. Okay. From the point of view of the brain, is changing okay, B-Boy?
Yes, Father. Okay po.
Okay. From the point of view of the brain monitors everything that is happening in the body and makes decisions to save life. Every move of the brain is to save life. It is misunderstood at times, and we give solutions contrary to its management. Sometimes dala sa asthma. Anyway, for now, we know that the brain is managing the system in our body. The nervous system, everything is connected to the brain. So what is GERD? The white rectangular app is retrieved from the internet explaining what is GERD. Summarized below. GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. Okay. Decolate disease, a harmful deviation. I question that deviation or a natural decision by the brain, and why. So for the brain, that is not a deviation. It is a decision that the brain does to the body to save life. GERD is an overdue acid in the stomach. We go up now from left to right. So what is GERD? GERD is an overdue acid in the stomach. Why overdue? Okay. Digestion over. Tapos na yung digestion. The acid in the stomach is not neutralized. So the stomach remains very acidic. That means some 1 hour and a half or 2 hours and a half after eating, digestion is over, but everything in the stomach is still acid until you pour water. So that's why it's overdue there. And the need or the cure, alkaline water, oxygen. No? Only oxygen can neutralize acid. Oxygen is embedded in alkaline molecule. And that alkaline molecule is equipped with a tracker. You see that OH negative? That negative electric charge is very important. That's the one tracking the acid and then delivers oxygen. Okay. How about habits? No? incompatible eating habits. There are no. Sometimes we abuse the stomach. No? So more foods and drinks, more acid without water. Now, if we are not taking the steps to neutralize the acid remains there. Or sometimes also it depends on the food you have taken. Okay. So take oxygen to neutralize the acid. Oxygen is embedded in the molecule. Okay, no, that's all quite repeated. Now, decision by the brain. So we said that the brain makes decision when it encounters certain situation in the body. And this time it is GERD. No? So decision by the brain. The brain does not send acid food to the intestine. It does not send, sorry, the grammar there. Does not send the acid. The food inside the stomach is all acid. And it does not send it down to the intestine because that acid, if it goes down, will destroy, will damage the intestine. It's acid. Okay. So we have really to look for something that will neutralize the acid. And only antacids can neutralize that. Antacids are alkaline in nature. That's why you said you take antacids when you experience that pain of GERD. But what are you taking? They are alkaline. What's in alkaline? Oxygen. Okay. The brain seeks outside help. So it is a decision of the brain to seek outside help. And to do that, it modifies a function to generate GERD. There is the blue arrow at the top pointing to the valve. Pointing to the valve at the top of the stomach. There is a valve that is closed, especially if the stomach starts working. Both at the top and at the bottom of the stomach, there are valves. And they are not allowed to open when the stomach is working. It's full of acid. But when the acid is overdue, is there hurting the stomach, the brain will make a decision to modify the function of that valve up there. That's the middle square, middle rectangle. Why? Or no, it is asking for water by opening the upper gate to leak the acid temporarily to call attention. So it will open the valve. It should not be open. But if the acid is hurting now this stomach, that function of the upper valve will be modified. It will be open to allow the acid to go up. That's the GERD. That is the reflux. What is the purpose of that? To call the attention of the person to drink water. So the burning acid, right triangle, the right corner, the burning acid calls for attention, hence the pain. Support, use alkaline water to neutralize the acid. So normally that is closed. Those both valves are closed. But the lower valve will not be open to send the food down until it senses water inside the stomach. If that acid is too long inside the stomach, the brain will open the upper valve to allow leak, to call the attention of the person to drink water. So the brain's message is pain. No? But this pain, be careful, it can be also misunderstood. No? There is small information on the left corner up. It can mimic heart attack, and it can last also for hours. And sometimes really it simulates the heart attack. Your arm, the pain radiates to the arm. Okay. Now, this pain can be confused with chest pain for CVD. So we have to verify the pain. So if this pain is from acid, your first test to verify it is take water. If there is no alkaline water, just take water. That is oxygen, that's the same. And it should ease. Or you take antacids, and okay. And when it pays attention to antacids, that means it is your GERD. Okay. Now, at this point, I think it's good to review the major players in the digestive systems. What are the major players in the digestive system? The mouth, the stomach, the intestines, the liver. Okay, the mouth. The mouth is the chopper. No? So don't swallow your food. You have the teeth to chop the foods to small pieces, even to watery. The recommended is watery. So you have to chew the food very well. And that is the reason for the teeth. The stomach is all muscles. It's the meal. It meals or grinds the food to the glucose state. It is helped by heat and acid to do that job. The small intestine absorbs the nutrients and send the nutrients to the liver. So once they are ground into small, the glucose state, the intestine absorbs what can be absorbed as nutrients and then send them to the liver. The liver forwards the nutrients as blood to the heart for delivery, for distribution now. So we have just to allow the right corner up there. We have just to allow them, this mouth, stomach, intestine, liver, to allow them to work as designed. If we do not allow them to work as designed, then we have some problem. As designed, okay, the first digestion happens in the mouth. So reason for the teeth, that's the chopper or the chopper. The reason for the tongue in the mouth is very important. It is the press, the reporter. It records everything that gets into the body while you are chewing. That's why we have to chew the food very well, to watery level if possible, And the tongue has so many sensors. You have sensors for bitterness, or sweet. Okay, these are all sensors. And the brain, or rather the tongue, these sensors are joined or coordinated with the brain, telling the brain what kind of things or food or nutrients get down to the stomach or to the body, or has entered the body. And the brain will look for that through the liver. No? So reduce the chunks into watery form, glucose. No? Yan. So unless we chop the food, sometimes when we are in a hurry, we just swallow the food. Very dangerous. Okay. As designed, the second digestion process is in the stomach. The stomach is just squeezing, burning with acid, to reduce, to break down the food that we eat into elemental forms or glucose states, so very fine, very, so that it can be absorbed as nutrients. So what can go wrong is indigestion. Okay, we'll see that later. So be good to your stomach. It is the laziest organ. No, it just wants food. But respect its promise, good health. If you don't allow the stomach to work well, then we have plenty of problems to to face. Okay. What after digestion? Ito yung hindi nakakain lang tayo tapos na. Now there is a whole process until the food that we eat becomes blood. No? So absorption of the nutrients by the intestine. So the moment the lower valve senses water in the stomach and there is no more acid, then it will open and all the food will go down to the intestine. Even the intestine has different part. Anyway, it will go down now to the intestine. And the intestine absorbs the nutrients. Yan. Okay, thin blood prevents high blood pressure, a health condition to watch during absorption. So it is not that the body absorbs the food and everything is okay. No, if there has been no water earlier in that liver, the blood becomes thick and you cannot circulate it properly. So stomach digest the food to glucose state, grinds or breaks down the food into very fine elemental forms almost. Then the small intestine absorbs the nutrients and send the nutrients to the liver. Yeah. Everything that we eat that passes through the mouth goes to the liver for sorting, for identification. If it is toxic, it will act differently. If it is friendly, it is going to handle it with care. But when it is toxic, it has a different procedure to defend the body. The liver, sends nutrients as blood to the heart. So the liver is a very important part. All that we eat pass through the liver for sorting, for identification, for So the thin blood prevents high blood pressure, a health condition to watch during absorption. Indigestion, this one is, the stomach is too full. It is unable to squeeze, or there are unfamiliar visitors. Maybe some toxic things you put inside, so it cannot work properly. So Moderation in eating. How? Stand up with still desire to eat. Very hard, no? Okay, we have also to check eating habit. No? I have a suggestion, no? And this, the sequence for that eating habit is uh, prepare the stomach, then you eat, then the stomach digests the food, and then the benefits after digestion. Okay. So the result is expect good health. Okay, we'll prepare. How do you prepare the stomach or yourself? No? Uh, a glass of water 30 minutes before meals to send the water, to send the food or to send that water to three places. To the stomach. So that water we drink some 30 minutes before meals. No? Some of that goes to the stomach, some of that goes to the intestine, and some of that goes to the liver. To the stomach, that water becomes baking soda, alkaline. It becomes an alkaline lining at the bottom of the stomach to defend the stomach from the acid. No, the water in the intestine, that is, it will prepare the intestine to absorb, to deliver the glucose that it will receive from the stomach. No, if there is no water there, blood becomes thick. No? Okay, the liver helps to circulate the blood. No, so, yan. Reason for reason for hydrating the stomach before eating, the intestine and the liver, it will result to give you thin blood to circulate. If there is no water in the intestine and the liver become, that's why the doctors give you blood thinners. After eating, they prescribe blood thinners because if we are not in a habit to prepare the stomach before eating, give it water, is a problem. It is the reason, also the reason why you take soup. We take soup before meals, before the major meal, is really to prepare the stomach. But the best thing is a good amount of water, just a glass maybe before eating. It will not make you feel full. I mean, busog. No? The um, the sensor for thirst and for satiation are different. Are different. Now eating, no. So we have the teeth as the chopper. They chop food into tiny pieces. Don't swallow. Don't drink your food. And what could go wrong if you eat too fast and swallowing the food? You can have indigestion, no? And the stomach cannot grind. And when the stomach cannot finish its job, no, to digest the whole food, it will store it also as fats. Fats. So digest food, grind. So this is the action of the stomach, grinding and squeezing. No? But to do that, the stomach also needs heat. No? and acid to burn, to really break down the chunk of food, the meat or vegetables that you eat into tiny pieces. And the undigested food, because it is stored as fat. And here is the big problem with, no, I don't want you to stop, but I will inform you that drinking cold water after meals, like, is not really a good practice. No? And many of these people who drink cold water after meals, uh, they cannot finish the digestion process, and so the food is stored as fats. No? Many cold water drinker, if you notice, they become round. No? Uh, okay, so yeah, the stomach needs heat to digest the food, and if it is not uh, able to generate that heat and are unable to digest the food, it will just store the food as fats. Benefits, okay. With water in the intestine, in the liver, thin blood will ease blood circulation. No? Thin blood prospers your 120 over 80 blood pressure. Huh? That's the reason of the blood thinners after eating. If you do not prepare the stomach, the liver, and the intestine with some water before eating. Okay, a religious thought on pain. We don't just suffer our pain. For the church, we don't just suffer pain. It is our cross that can bring us closer to God with Jesus' cross. So when we experience this pain and this health conditions, you really sometimes you perspire with this pain, no? But yeah, and sometimes it's also our fault. So we don't blame the body. Uh, we have to be kind to our body. And it is a good penance for our sinfulness and a powerful support to our prayers for others. At the start of Lent, we are asked to pray, to fast, and almsgiving. Fasting gives us pain. No? But the we must know how to manage this pain, not just suffer them. That's the thought of it. Okay, that's the end of my presentation. The next topic for next time is a quick glance at what dehydration can do unsuspectedly. No? Chronic dehydration will collect its toll. I repeat that. Chronic dehydration. What is chronic dehydration? From time and time again, the brain discovers or encounters dehydration in our system, and it will make decision for us to do better. Okay, stop here. All right. I hope I was able to explain that GERD is acid, and that acid has to be neutralized if we want to, before we send that acid, that food to the stomach, to the intestine. All right. I am open for those who may want to have some clarification or no. Thank you very much for listening.
Father, question.
Yes, please.
Bakit po minsan yung emotion o yung pag-depress or stress, nagti-trigger po ng GERD attack or acid
Nang,
reflux?
ah,
Pag po emotionally stress, distress, nagti-trigger po ng ng GERD attack o kaya acid reflux.
okay. Yes, very easy to, yeah. In the last conference we had, stress dehydrates. Stress, especially people working in the offices, brain work exhausts the oxygen in the brain. And when oxygen is reduced, that means your blood becomes thick. And the oxygen content in the blood becomes thick. That's how the effect of stress. Stress dehydrates. Whatever form of stress is that. The good and the bad stress just the same. They consume oxygen. And the moment that oxygen is short, you have to replace it. The cheapest way to replace oxygen is water. The emergency is your oxygen tank. No? Yan. So, what that's stress. What we have to understand, to know about stress, is that it dehydrates. It does not just give us problems to solve. No, it consumes oxygen in the body, and when it consumes oxygen in the body, that means your vital signs. Yeah. When you arrive in the hospital, the first thing they check is your vital sign and the attached oximeter on your finger to see what's the level of oxygen saturation in your body. No? Yeah. Why? Because they do not know what happened to you. But they will check what's the level of oxygen, because whether you lift a heavy load or you think a very big problem, you consume oxygen. And lack of oxygen is dehydration. That is the only, the way to replenish it is really drink water. So that's why I really recommend, especially if you are office work, just have a contain a small bottle on your side. It will not disturb your work. Rather, it will energize you, to do your work. Coffee is stimulant. Now, maybe it will stimulate you to work, but it burns. It makes you tired. Instead, water, while working, even at night, energizes the body. Coffee will keep you awake, but will make you tired. And besides, coffee is also diuretic. Okay. Anyway, coffee is stimulant. Now, I don't say you don't drink coffee. You feel free. But don't forget that working, mental work, brain work dehydrates. That's why after you work in the office, you feel headache because you lack oxygen. So it's important to replace your oxygen. Did I answer that?
Thank you po, Father.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Other question,
GERD is our. Hello? Yes?
Father, ano po kayang food yung mga pwedeng kainin para ma-neutralize po yung acid? Mga
Ah.
best food na pwede pong kainin.
Yeah, to reduce to reduce, yes, okay. To reduce the risk of what this is, usually the high pH food, these antioxidants foods, they're vegetables. No? I don't say you don't eat meat. No? But the meat takes time to digest. They stay long in the colon. And if you do not stimulate the colon by walking or stretching or something like that, they won't move. They won't move. No? And can give you some constipation or some, actually dehydration can create that when the colon actually is the area where you store now the waste, the undigested food, not the fibers. But the reason for hydration is to keep those fibers wet or no, absorb water. That's the reason for the fibers, to absorb water in the colon. No, and the brain has a terrific use of this water in the colon when dehydration has reached the inside of the cells. Now, when the cells inside are already dehydrated, this is Batman, this is Dr. Feridon. No? The brain takes the water, absorbs the water in the colon, filters that, and delivers that to the cells that are dehydrated inside already. That's and the result is constipation. But why did the brain do that? Or does that? It is to save life. The brain does not act to make you sick. Even if the consequence of its decision make us sick, but the intention of the brain is to save life, like asthma. Like asthma, the brain tightens the bronchioles not to make you lose water, because asthma is actually dehydration. And when you talk, when you breathe, you lose water, and the brain does not allow that. That's why it sends acid in the bronchioles to tighten the bronchioles, not to make you lose water. It's a terrific management by the brain. No? That's why I am returning to this to this concept, no? Looking at our ailments from the viewpoint of the brain, not from just the symptoms and then kill the symptoms. No, that's not healing. No? We have to find out why the symptoms exist. And many of these situation is lack of oxygen. That is in the next topic. I will deal with that. How dehydration affects many of our ailments. We call ailments or sickness. and they are not sickness to the brain. They are decision of the brain to extend, to preserve life. Lupus is terrific. It's also one of those things that is misunderstood. No, we blame the immune system, but the brain makes that decision. No, I can include that next time, especially lupus. So whatever pain you experience, from constipation to anything, first thing, run for water, and even override your your minimum, and then if that persists in 2-3 days time, then maybe you go for consultation. But any pain, arthritis, stomach aches, and so on, water. And kung nagmamanas ka, don't drink your water. Manas is dehydration, Manas is dehydration. Kung nagmamanas ka, drink your water not the way we used to do. You gulp the whole water at once. No, the glass. No, you sip your water, even at the rate of a glass per hour. Sip, so the absorption goes to the cells, not to the stomach and distribute. But by sipping it, it goes to the blood at once. And it takes some 10 minutes after we drink water, for that water to reach the cells. So it's not that as you drink, you get a relief. No, be patient. Be patient. It takes some
Father,
time.
question po
Yes, please.
from chat box. From Biboy Laura. Is drinking coffee a big factor in triggering GERD or hyperacidity?
Okay. Coffee has its use to help digest the food. That's the natural design of coffee. That's acid. The Italians drink their espresso after meals. It's almost acid juice. It's just to help digestion. It is not just for socializing. Coffee is stimulant, I said. So it will burn your nerves to keep you awake. So that's coffee. Coffee is diuretic. It will make you urinate also very often. So, and but the bitterness of coffee is very good for the liver, to detox the liver. So we have to understand what we are putting inside our body. So if I take, for example, if I take the coffee using its bitterness only, I neutralize the acid. I put I put the essence. No, I put alkaline drops to neutralize the acid. But the bitterness is there. What is that bitterness for? That is, it helps to detox the liver. Coffee is very good. The bitterness of coffee is very good to detox the liver. So, like your medicine, may mga side effects siya. But we have to understand why they exist in nature. What are they there for? So just like your medicine, you take it for what you think it is. I mean, they are designed, but sometimes they hurt also some. Uh, like for example, your blood thinner. Some blood thinner targets the platelets, but you need the platelets to what this is uh, to move or about. They target it not to coagulate, but the platelets are also needed to close the wounds in case you get wounded. The first thing that the brain sends are the platelets to coagulate the blood to stop bleeding. So blood thinners like no targeting the platelets. If you get wounded, be careful. You can bleed to death because it will not coagulate. So blood thinners, you have to read for what they are designed and be careful. No, like I'm saying now for blood thinners, like aiming at the platelets not to coagulate. In case you get an accident and you get wounded, you will bleed to death because your blood will not coagulate to stop the bleeding. No? We have to understand the body. And especially what the blood brings about. The red blood cells, the white, there are so many things inside that blood. But remember that blood is 94%, 91 to 94% water.
Another question po, Father.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Chat box from Eileen Marie Bertuccio. Is frequent burping already GERD? Could it also mean that the valve is loose or does not close properly?
Yeah. Burping is now I'm not very well versed on it, but it is air going up. So maybe I am not so sure about this one. But if the thing goes up, that means the stomach is complaining. No? If the brain allows the valve to open to modify its function, something is not right. Now, that's why the brain modifies the function of the two valves at the bottom of the stomach and at the top. So burping is maybe I'm not so clear about it. I'm sorry, but if it allows the brain opens the valve, the upper valve, that means something is not right inside the stomach. It needs some help. Okay, and the best thing for that is, in fact, the usual eating habit is take the food, chew the food, take water to bring it down, and just don't stuck them one after. No, the correct way of it. We are so busy that we think sometimes we just drink our food. No, but the process of eating actually is chew the food and then send it down by taking a little. That's why you have juices, you have tea. No, the Chinese, you have hot tea to accompany. That's another thing very important. Hot tea. They use hot tea because the food, the Chinese food, they are very oily. No, and if you send down with cold water, you cement the food in the stomach. That's why they take hot tea to stimulate digestion, grinding, facilitate digestion. Okay. So if you are burping some acid maybe is or there is too much acid, or something, the brain has found that there is something not normal inside. But drink water. Drink water is the best thing to do. Okay.
Question, Father,
Yes.
from Lois Alcantara. Aside from coffee as detoxing the liver, what other food or drink to detox the liver?
Yes. Serpentina, I mean, the serpentina tea. They are easy to plant. In weeks, they have plenty of leaves. But how do you call this? You put three leaves in a mug and pour hot water. After 3 minutes, you can hardly drink it. Anyway, all bitter vegetables, all bitter herbs, bitter, they are detoxing the liver. No? In the Passover night, the Jews, when they were eating the Passover lamb, they were eating the lamb with bitter herbs. Why bitter herbs? Because of the fats of the lamb. The lamb has terrific fats. No? And the bitter herbs, they eat it with bitter herbs so that the liver has a good chance to process the fats. Bitter herbs is bitter. No? So not all bitter things are bad. No? In fact, they exist in nature because they have use. So any bitter herbs will detox the liver. Ampalaya, serpentina. Okay. Yes. So I hope that no. From now on, I said I will view ailments the way the brain looks at it. No, not just if you check the internet, they will just give you symptoms, but no reason for the symptoms. Because when you explain the reason, then you can find the medicine. Okay. Yeah. So this is our little talk. I hope that it helped. It has helped, and we'll continue to this is. By the way, if you want to clarify things also after this conference, no, you can just ask me. You can get my number, no, to to send message. There is a group chat that they have organized. No, I think there is a new one also, and I always check that if some people are asking questions or asking some clarifications or explanation of they want to know. No, yeah. If you want to consult on usually I ask for the medical records, the impression lang. I'm not after the how they did it, but the impression at the bottom of the medical records, there is the impression, what the doctors may have found, you know, and that's where I base my study, and then explain what they are or what we can do about it. Yeah, I think Joanne is posting the new groups. Okay. No? Uh, whether it is you or friends, I am willing to help. Don't worry. No? Okay. Yeah. We had next time. I hope we can start always on the first Saturday. We had many things this month on the first uh, Saturday. Okay. Any more clarification? So acid in the stomach, the stomach needs plenty of acid. In fact, to digest the food, we need that. No? And the reason for the water 30 minutes before meals is to neutralize all the acids in the stomach. Whatever food is there, send it down to the intestine so the stomach is free, no? And that water becomes, I said, alkaline, baking soda, to protect the stomach. The water that goes to the intestine is in preparation for the absorption. The intestine will absorb the glucose better if there is water. And the liver will push the nutrients back to the heart for pumping, not for distribution, if there is water. And I said that many reason for blood thinners after meals is because they do not have water in the intestine and in the liver. We have to understand the body function in order to help ourselves. Okay, so I hope you can fight your GERD.
Father,
Yes, please.
question lang po ako. Father, ngayong mainit po ang panahon, yung consumption po ng water, mas dapat po bang dagdagan or ano po, double?
Okay, yeah. You can sense it yourself, no? Besides knowing your weight, so you can determine how much water you need. When you experience very stressful days, like very hot days, or you work overwork mental work very more than usual, compensate your water intake. Compensate your water intake. These past days we had heard quite a number of priests na just collapsed from their what is this while celebrating mass even. No, I don't know where they came from, travel maybe, and then they arrive just on time so they don't drink any more water. It will maniningil talaga ang kakulangan ng oxygen. No? So the examination of conscience is how much water did you take. That's why ang suggestion ko sa water intake is do not go to the dispenser. Ibukod mo na yung tubig mo, 3 litro o 2 litro, sa umaga pa lang. Then at the end of the day, makita mo kung gaano karaming tubig hindi pumasok sa katawan. The moment we work, we forget water. We forget. No? But sisingilin tayo. Sisingilin tayo ng kakulangan natin sa katawan. So, ingatan natin yan sana. Okay. Another trick I have. I have mentioned it already before. From rising to 9 o'clock, I should have finished 1 liter. From 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I should have finished another liter. And then from 3 o'clock to rest to bedtime, I should have finished the balance that I should take. And the weight is your gauge, your reference, how much water you would have to take. I have given that formula already, no? Okay. I hope you can always ask in case it's not yet clear. No, it's okay. Make it with numbers now. Let's say 150 divided by 2. That's 60. No, 75. 150 divided by 2 is, okay, 125 divided by 30. That will give you 2.5 liters. The 150 divided by 2, that will give you 60 ounces or 75 ounces. Ounces, mahirap sa atin ang ounces, no? So, i-divide mo siya sa 30 para makuha mong litro. So, may mga litro na tayo na containers, Coke litro. No? Yeah, we can use that.
Question
you.
po,
Yes, please.
from Aileen Marie Bertuccio. Is it best to take alkaline water all the time using the drops po?
Okay. There is a good timing in the timing for alkaline because we need acid in the stomach. We need the acid. So we don't disturb the function of the acid. No? That's why I have mentioned before that 30 minutes before meals, 30 minutes before meals is good to take alkaline water. No? So anumang acid na tira pa sa stomach, i-neutralize niya, then ibaba niya yan lahat. Then, 2 hours, 1 hour and a half or 2 hours after eating, again, you take your water with drops or make it alkaline because the stomach is full of acid. And to neutralize that acid, you need water. And the faster way to do it is alkaline water. No? So the timing of drinking alkaline water could help a lot. But if you are sick, no, or inflammation all over, all the time, and that all any moment you want to drink it, put it there. No, especially arthritis. Even in cases like lupus, I even ask them, even in the soup, no? Even in the soup, whatever they take, liquid they take, they put they put that one, no? To enrich the oxygen intake. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I hope it has helped, and next time I will be touching many ailments and from the point of view of the brain. I will not be dealing just symptoms, no? Anong naging dahilan? Bakit may asthma? Anong naging dahilan? Bakit may osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis sa daliri? No? Anong dahilan? Bakit may gout? Bakit namamaga yung big toe? No? Yeah. That will be, so I will not be just dealing with symptoms, but I will try to go into the cause, anong naging dahilan, bakit namaga yung big toe mo. Yeah. And many of this can be attributed to dehydration, why the crystals of uric acid is there in your big toe. Yeah, we'll see that next time. Okay. Thank you for listening, and we have been already for more than 1 hour. I think I cannot tax your time too much. But feel free to message through B-Boy or through Jocelyn, no? Giving you the links. We can help. Okay?
Thank you po, Father.
Thank you very much. And see you next time. Okay.
Thank you po.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And I am going. Okay.
Thank you po, Father. Thank you
Thank
po.
you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And don't get sick. Drink
Thank
your
you,
water.
Father. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day po.
Oh, thank you. Especially these days, talagang init. Grabe, no? In fact, I think
Father,
you
super.
have a reason now to compensate your minimum water to at least half a liter, if not 1 liter, depende. Compensate your minimum, dagdagan mong minimum mo ng at least half liter pa. Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you, Father. Bye.